Hey everyone, I am Sky Cheyenne, and welcome back again to Rebuild Reality. So if you know anything about me, if you watch this channel, you know that I really like to make things as simple as possible, as easier and easier, that I can possibly make things to understand and implement. That's what I want to do. And that is absolutely what we are doing here today. So I don't talk about processes and techniques really much because I'm more about who you really are, about the whole reality of what this is, who you are, how it all works, how it all fits together, and how it is that you are absolutely unstoppable. And I know, trust me, I get it. I've watched a million manifestation videos myself, reality creation, law of assumption, law of attraction, the whole thing. I've been through all of that, right, for years. And I get it that people come on and, they've got these big headlines. Oh my God, biggest thing ever in the world, guaranteed, blah, 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 blah. But I will tell you, honestly, that this works. If you do it, it will absolutely work for you. So what is it? In all of this, right, reality creation, blah, 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 manifestation, what freaking works? What freaking works? And that's about one of the most confusing, distracting, infuriating things out of all of this. Why I think so many people I've kind of gotten to the point with manifestation that they're just ready to throw in the towel. They're just ready to, I don't get it. I don't know what the hell I need to do to make this thing happen. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly right now what you need to do, and it's so simple. All you need to do in regards to absolutely anything that you want is to come into agreement with yourself. That's it. Just you agreeing with you. Like, yeah? This thing's happening? Oh yeah, this thing is most definitely happening. Like, well, so people love me? My SP loves me? Yes, they do. We're in a really happy relationship together? Yes. The money's in my bank account? Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely. Whatever it is, if you simply agree with you, that is all it takes. And the best part about all of it is that you don't need anything to agree with you. Obviously other people, you don't need them. You don't need your SP to agree with you that he's madly in love with you, or she's madly in love with you and they can't live without you. You don't need them to agree with you in order to make it happen. You don't need your boss or your friends to agree that you are an amazing person in order for them to see you as an amazing person. You don't need your bank account to agree with you before you can be rich. You don't need nothing to agree with you except you. Except you not only agreeing with yourself, like, yeah, this is happening. Yep. Yeah, this is happening. Probably the best part, you don't need your mind to agree with you. You do not need your thoughts to agree with you. You do not need your emotions to agree with you. Because that all belongs to the manifested human character that we are inhabiting. And that can't stop the creator of all things, which is who you really are. So people are like, oh, well, there's the little me, the human me that's like, doesn't get this shit, that can't do anything, that feels powerless. And then there's this God me that I'm trying to understand and connect to and, hope that they will help me. No, that is not what's happening here. The person that you see yourself as, the identity of the person who I'm, this is my name, this is where I live, this is my family, this is my history, this is what's going on now. That's just your story. That's the story of the human character that you're playing. But the real you is back here, is the awareness that stands behind it. Now, because we're so close to it all the time, we've gotten like right up next to it, where we're like, oh yeah, I'm in it, I'm so close to it, I'm in it. No, you're just used to looking through it. You're just used to being so close to it that you've come to associate with it. But you're not this. So this is why when you agree with yourself, nothing can stop you, because you are the creator agreeing with the creator, source agreeing with source, God agreeing with God that yes, this is happening. And that's why your mind cannot stop you. Your feelings cannot stop you. Your emotions and just all of it, however you want to label it, cannot stop you. Because those are just manifestations. That's just a created world by the real you. So it can't stop you from having anything you want. And the really interesting thing is that this has been happening all along and people haven't realized it. So if you look back in your life, there have probably been at least once, maybe more times in your life where you were like, that's it. That is it. Something has crossed your line in the sand. You have decided, there's no way. I'm not doing that again. I'm leaving that job. I literally don't care. I cannot do it 1 second longer. I refuse to do it 1 second longer, even though I don't have next month's rent. I don't have enough money for bills. I can't do it. I can't do it. And you leave. And then because you've come into an agreement with yourself. You agree with this? Yeah, dang right I agree with this. There's no way I'm doing that again. Or, there's no way I'm not going to do that. There's no way this is not happening. I don't care what it takes. Like, no matter what, this is happening. So, when there have been times in your life where you've had that attitude, we have assumed it was the actions or, wow, what do you know, that just showed up stuff that came up when we did make those moves, that it was because of that it happened. That's not why it happened. It happened because you came into agreement with yourself. A really powerful agreement with yourself. And that's what happens when people kind of cross that line in the sand for themselves, or there's something that there's no way. Like, failure is not an option. That kind of thing. And that, you making that decision, you coming into agreement with yourself, is what started that whole machine, what started the gears, putting them into motion, that made it happen. So it's the same with this. However, what we haven't understood is that we didn't need the action after it. Now, if something comes up, I'm not saying that you should, if you feel like inspired to do something, that you shouldn't do it. What I am saying is that it would have happened if you decided it. It would have happened anyway. Because if you are in agreement with you, Creator, God, Source is in agreement with itself, you darn right, this thing is going to happen. So that's all you guys need. You just need to not only agree with yourself to begin with, but to continue to agree with yourself. Just that. Just that. So throughout your manifestation, reality creation, law of attraction, law of assumption, however you want to view it, throughout that journey that you've had, there have been a lot of times when you've come into agreement with yourself. The problem is that when we fall out of agreement with ourselves, like we're looking at it and we're like, oh God, yeah, oh my God, I feel so inspired. This is real. This is true. This is going to happen. This is going to work. And then we wake up the next day or however long it takes, and we're just like, it's not working. I don't see it. Fine, it's not happening. We let 3D tell us that it's not happening when it is happening. It's happening. You just have to stay the course. You just have to, like people say, you have to persist in your view of the world. Otherwise, you're going to get 3D's view of the world. It's not going to change if you don't stick to who you really are, which is the creator of all things, and you don't take that up. And it's just so easy. Just continue to agree with yourself. For myself, what I do is that if I'm like, yeah, this is happening, this is definitely happening, because I said so. Only reason I need. Well, if my thoughts start going and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to loop in them, I'm starting to get caught in the story, or where my mind, I'm like having to explain myself to my own mind, then I'm like, yeah, no, this is happening. I've already decided, that's it, this is happening. And you're never pushy, you're never demanding, because there's nobody there. It's just this imaginary mind. It's like, where even is it? It's not even there. But we get into these monumental battles with this thing, thinking it can stop us, that it's our biggest opponent, that it knows all this information. Like I said before, the mind goes two ways. Either it's trying to control things, or you're switched over into receivership. And you don't want to let the mind run the show. You get to decide. And that's all you need. You deciding with you. Yep. This is happening. So no arguing. Just like with a kid, right? There's not going to be any discussion. Because I said so. That's it. I'm not going to argue with you. Why would I argue with an imaginary thing? I'm just stating my thing. Yeah, I am reaffirming. Yeah, this is the way it is still. Maybe that happens several times a day. Maybe it happens 2 times a day. Maybe it happens once a day. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as I continue day after day, whether it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever. If I continue to agree with myself, it's gonna happen, because you are known to be the creator. You are recognized as that. And so that's why whatever you say always goes. So when people say, yeah, it's happening, and then they are like, no, it's not. That's why that works that way. So all you have to do is just continue to agree with you. And know that absolutely nothing can stop you. Nothing can ever stop you, because you're the only one here. So I hope that kind of helps put things into perspective about how literal this stuff is, and about how, because creation is finished, well, it's already here. So you're just agreeing, yeah, I'm changing the movie. Yep, I'm changing the movie. Yep, I am changing the movie. You sure? Yes. Oh, yes. I am in full and complete agreement with myself that this thing is happening. So, anyway, thanks you guys so much for being with me here again on Rebuild Reality. Like I say always, I really enjoy being here and sharing all of this information, because I know on my journey, what it took for me and how much it meant to me that there were other people who understood what the hell was going on here, who were able to give that kind of clarity and stuff, and how valuable that was to me. So I was given all this stuff, and however it came to me, whether it was through understanding, through learning, through trial and error, through realization, through waking up, And now I know. And I know that I know. And I want you guys to know too. And to know that, yeah, you're it, baby. You are it. So, which is exactly why I look forward to seeing you here next time with me on Rebuild Reality.